People have been making and drinking beer for 10,000 years, and there's something that it does with the human spirit that's a little bit difficult to put your finger on.
Lots of really good ideas and philosophies are kind of shared and spread over, whether you're drinking wine in ancient Greece or you're drinking something like sake in Japan. There's a beverage that's there, and in America, it's beer.
We set out to open Creature Comforts. We wanted to figure out if we could do a brewery that was a little different. We wanted to be able to produce lots of different styles of beer to give people a whole range that basically anybody could connect with. And we also wanted to be a force for good in the world.
You could tell that the people who had gotten the business plan together, who had gone through the trouble of developing everything, getting the investment, securing the space, coming up with the recipes and the brandings, they had something that they really believed in.
We had challenges with the legal system here in Georgia where we couldn't exactly serve beer across a bar in a traditional way. So we knew we would have to be going into distribution right off the bat, and thus purchased a 30-barrel brew house with a lot more capacity so that we could make it into market.
The first year there, we did about 1,200 barrels. By the time we opened up the Southern Mills location in 2018, we were at 27,000 barrels per year. And now, coming into 2023, I think we're looking at 80,000 barrels of beer. And so we're one of the top 50 breweries in America in terms of barrel output for craft breweries. So that's pretty wild, right?
With growth, there comes challenges. The need for staff, the need for new systems and policies, and coming up with completely new ways to do things because your world is changing constantly. The rate of change is even accelerating.
The success of the brand was something that the business founders really hoped for, but I think they did not quite expect it would be this rapid or this quick. It was an experience where you start off and it feels very much garagey, startup vibe in this what was literally used to be a garage to a more mature business that had some of the best beer in the Southeast.
When we were looking for a site to put our expansion facility, we kept coming back to this very old abandoned warehouse here called Southern Mill, which is a 130-year-old textile mill that had been abandoned since the 90s.
It feels similar in that it's a rehabilitated old historical building, like our original downtown location is. Most of the space in that building is dedicated to our customers. Here, though, all of the space is dedicated to production. And so it kind of leads to very different design decisions. It leads to different equipment selection, leads to different priorities. Another really, really cool thing about this space in this facility is when we were going through the renovation process before we took it over, the floor in this space had collapsed. So it was just a pit. And so we were able to take advantage of that in designing it out. And we were able to fit in these massive tanks that are from floor to top about 35 feet tall.
It was an opportunity to think about sustainability from the ground up. In a world where margins have been squeezed, it's really important that you use the resources that you have to their fullest potential.
One of the biggest ones is the solar panel array. We've cut our electricity usage in this facility from 30 kilowatt hours a barrel to 25.
Basic things like LED lighting and some heat recovery systems were important for us.
We have one of the most efficient boilers available in the industry. We are tracking on average about 1.4 therms per barrel. This puts us easily in the top 25% of breweries in America in the craft brewing sector.
It is a line that connects everything that we do, and we're on a journey to make it better and better.
Yeah, so that white insulated pipe coming up, that is the steam generated by the system. And then we've got different branches coming through here. So this gas going to the brew house. We've got steam going to our feed water tank. We've got a PSI reducing station, some other deliveries going through here. And then this is the dedicated line to the kegging line to keep that nice and hot and clean.
I think that working hard is something that really, there's no exception for it. You have to put in the hours and you have to put in good work. You've got to be willing to say when something's not right as well. One of our values is to continually be striving to find the ways that we could be doing things better.
We still have things to learn. That attitude of we don't know everything. We didn't invent the wheel. You know, there were other successful breweries before us and there'll be other successful breweries after us. What we're doing now in this time matters quite a bit. It is in our interest, the interest of our DNA as a company to make sure that we're paying attention to the future here. And so I am hoping that it's still making some of the best beer in the industry. I hope that it's still being very deliberate about how it happens. I hope that it's thinking about the communities in which we operate, in which we sell our products, in which we exist.
Really looking forward, what I want our legacy to be is that you can be a great company for your people, for the environment, for the world at large, and also be growing and have success.